Want to speak real Spanish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at SpanishPod101.com.
Hola, soy Brenda, tu profesora de español. Today we're going to talk about the difference between ser and estar, but more specifically talking about personalidad versus emociones or estados. So specifically to talk about personality traits versus or compared to emotions and states. Remember that in English we have only one verb, which is the verb to be. But in Spanish we have two very distinctive verbs for the same to be that we have in English. We're going to have el verbo ser and estar. So when we learn Spanish, we have to learn when to use ser and when to use estar, because in English it's always the same. One of the main differences between these two verbs and when to use them is that we are going to use el verbo ser to talk about characteristics such as personality traits, versus estar, where we're going to use this verb to talk about emotions or emotional states. Vamos a ver algunos ejemplos. Let's have a look at some examples. Soy divertida. Soy activa. Soy sociable. Soy responsable. Soy amable. As you can see, all these examples we are talking about or describing my personality. What am I like? And all these personal traits, we're going to use el verbo ser and not estar. If we use el verbo estar in these examples, it will just not make sense because we are describing the personality, a characteristic. So it just doesn't really quite work if we use el verbo estar. Some examples with estar. Estoy cansada. Estoy bien. Estoy enferma. Estoy feliz. Estoy triste. As you can see in all these examples, we are talking about an emotional state. It's not my personality trait. I could be a very happy person, but I could be feeling sad at this moment, and therefore it's an emotional state. And that's why we're going to use it with the verbo estar and not ser. Sometimes, like I said before, if you pick the wrong verb, it will just simply not work. It won't make sense. It will be like choosing a completely different verb. I have sad instead of something like that. It will mean something like this when you pick a different verb, that it just doesn't make sense. But there are instances in which, depending on the adjective, we'll be able to use both verbs, but we'll be saying different things, because one is going to be describing a personality trait and the other verb is going to be describing an emotional state. Let's have a look at some examples. Soy divertida versus estoy divertida. Soy aburrida versus estoy aburrida. Soy lista versus estoy lista. Soy borracha versus estoy borracha. Have a look at these examples. Can you actually see what the difference is between they're all correct, they're grammatically correct, we are saying things with these two verbs, but we're saying different things. So when we use it with el verbo ser, again we are going to be describing a personality trait. When we use it with el verbo estar, we're going to be talking about an emotional state. Por ejemplo, soy divertida means I am fun. Estoy divertida means I am having fun. Can you see the difference there? One is a personality trait, the other one is a state. I am actually having fun right now. Same with aburrida. Soy aburrida, I am boring, versus I am bored. One is a state, the other one is a personality trait. Soy lista significa I am smart. In this case, If we say with estar, estoy lista, significa I am ready, and you can see that here the verb is changing entirely the meaning of lista, from smart to ready. One is a state, I'm ready, the other one is a personality characteristic. Y soy borracha means I am a drunk, right? And estoy borracha, I am a little tipsy. So that you can see there, if you actually use the verb wrongly, you can either be saying to someone you're drunk or you are a drunk, right? So that's why it's so important to actually learn when to use ser and when to use estar. Muy bien. So remember, if we are describing a characteristic or a personality trait, we're going to use ser, and when we want to describe a state or an emotional state, an emotion, we're going to use el verbo estar. Muchas gracias. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you in the next class. Adiós. Hasta luego.